relationships, they go crazy. Oh, welcome to Moments of Murder, a true crime podcast with myself, Mimi, and my cousin Cud. Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday. Good evening to you all. Uh, this evening, we will be talking about snapped, but not in the normal sense of snapping. We will be referring to something different, you know. Usually, snapping is referred to when women lose their mind in relationships and how they kind of go insane, moments of passion.
Right.
Well, this evening, I myself have a story that should be known to everyone because it's national news right now. At least I think it's national news. And then my cousin has a story too. They kind of tie in hand. And, we're just going to have, water cooler kind of discussion about it and
Water cooler
discussions.
sounds about right.
See what makes someone snap or do things in the moment of murder. So,
Triggers.
triggers. Go ahead, cousin, if you want to. Or, if you don't want to. You had a good day?
Yeah, I had a great day.
Good day.
So mine is a story about a man named Marcus Lofton, age 42, from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He and his wife were married for 6 months. I don't know if they were married longer than that. I only had limited details. But this is something that happened in August of 2023. And she filed for divorce. He came home. There was a restraining order that he wasn't supposed to be in the home. Came home. They got in an argument. He knew where her gun was. She tried to get it from him. One shot went off. She was able to lock herself into the bathroom. And when she tried to escape down I guess they were on 2 stories, he shot her 15 times and left her outside in the house next door. Luckily, the neighbors heard the gunfire go off, so they were able to come, and they weren't able to revive her or anything. She had 3 children, 2 in college and 1 in high school. And things were kind of rocky during the relationship. I'm not sure how long they were together before they got married, but they were only married for 6 months. They had, like I said, a restraining order prior since May, and this happened in August. So he had priors of having a weapon, drug charges, felony charges.
I'm sorry, I'm stuck on the 15 shots.
Well, how the altercation began is she felt like he was cheating on her with a man. And then when he got the divorce papers, it said in there that they were going to be selling the property, and it looked like he was being left out of what they were going to acquire after the property being sold. So instead of them talking about it, he just chose to go straight to violence.
So he snapped.
42 years old. And he's still in jail right now. They're not offering him any bail, but her kids have to go on without their mother.
So instead of him having a conversation addressing his issues,
he directly went over there.
His personal issues, because that's a personal issue.
Right.
Instead of addressing his personal issues, because she filed for divorce.
Right. And this is only a day after she filed. But what set him off was
the reason she filed, or it was they're
just giving all the information. There was a couple of different articles, but it said like the majority was her selling the house and not including him on the profit for that. But then in her, like a different article, it said that she was upset that he was having relationships with other men.
And they were only married 6 months.
Right.
Did they say how long they dated?
No.
I wonder if that's like one of those love bombing kind of relationships where, because why wouldn't you allow the divorce to happen? Why wouldn't you?
Maybe he didn't want whatever she had to say about him dealing with men to get out. They didn't say if the kids were theirs together.
It's gonna get out one way or the other, and I would assume not if she had two in college, and
right.
I would assume
because they're both 42 years old.
But so now these children, I mean, presumably you would think they're not children, but they're still.
Nobody's ready to lose their mother at any age, you know.
And you out there just taking people's lives because you don't want nobody to know you're a booty.
And she was trying to get away. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's similar to the story last week. Like, her head was down. She's trying to climb down this whatever rail to get out of the house and away from him. Because all the shots, she had a couple shots in her head, a couple shots in her back, and some shots in her leg. So it's not like he was killing her to wound her.
Yeah, I got stuck on the 15 shots.
Right.
I got stuck on the 15 shots. That's overkill. That is definitely a crime of passion. Like, that he got enraged. There's no way if ands but about it. Like,
nobody should lose their life over accusations. I mean, they could still went to court. If both of their names are on the property,
it would have been a battle.
It's a conversation.
It would have been a battle.
It's a conversation.
If they made it a battle,
right?
But it doesn't have to be a battle. Like, you could split without controversy, without issue, without drama. Like, it can be done.
Right.
It can be done. But if you are out there foul and you don't want people to know you out there foul,
right,
then you gonna act an ass, and that's exactly what the fuck he did. He went about that shit all the way wrong.
Yes. And this is in Grand Rapids, Michigan, so I don't know how their laws work, but at least the judge didn't allow him any bail, and he's still actively going to court.
I'm still stuck on 15 shots.
This is somebody that you married, somebody that you love, somebody that you wanted to
that you would think would protect you, not put you in any kind of harm's way.
Right. So, I mean, obviously there was domestic violence before because she had an active restraining order.
So, restraining order is in place since May of last year.
Right. But
he's not supposed to be on premises, but he's on premises.
I don't know. Now, I'm not telling her what to do because obviously she let him in the house instead of calling the authorities. You can't throw a piece of paper at somebody. So she must have thought it was okay.
I've never understood that. I never understood why go through the whole process of placing a restraining order on someone. Why go through the process, the headache, the turmoil, just to continue dealing with that person?
Right. But he at least pled guilty, so it's not like he's trying to say he didn't do it.
I mean, how can you say you didn't do it?
Yes, the neighbors called the cops.
Like, how can you?
They didn't know who it was. They just heard the shots, so they were like, "Oh, we heard these shots go off."
Yeah, that's 6 months. You pretended you liked me for 6 months.
No.
Ugh. Look at here, Doo-Doo Diggins. Don't leave women
Marcus
alone. Leave women alone. Marcus Lofton, you should have just left her alone. What happened when the cops got there?
Oh, he wasn't there. He fled. They found him at his mother's house. So after he shot her, he just hurried up and left. But the neighbors was on it. They had the description of the car.
But now you run the mama.
Yeah, they had a description of the car down, everything like that. So.
But now you run the mama.
Yeah.
Mama can't save you. Should have thought. That's.
So they got him, it's probable cause and all that. That's when the paperwork falls in line where it's good. Okay, already had a history of this. There was a restraining order filed. He already was,
Right. The paperwork is
and
going to
matched
show
to
and prove
help,
itself.
to
Everything
make him.
gonna line up. Everything gonna be in accordance with like everything. I get that.
It didn't say what happened when the cops got there. I mean, she was obviously dead. I'm assuming that she was in the home by herself. Her kids weren't there.
Yeah, because the motherfuckers like ground low key. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They got their own little lots, but 6 months.
Because the way the story portrays it, he shot her and got on immediately.
Not only are you a punk, but you a punk. I don't know if I could say that, but that motherfucker's a punk.
Yeah.
In more ways than one. Like,
and he's not going to have a great time in jail. Everybody tries to find out what you're in there for.
Niggas,
he killed his wife.
Hershey driver.
That's a new one. I never heard that one.
Hershey driver. Like,
I heard fudge packer.
Yeah, fudge packer. I don't know. I just came up with Hershey driver right now.
There wasn't any proof that he was gay. That was just what his wife was thinking.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, it don't say if she actually went through the phone, like how she found out. These were just things that could have triggered him. That she was bringing up.
So that's a he say, she say.
Right.
Oh, okay. So allegedly.
Right. Allegedly.
What's his name?
His name is Marcus Lofton.
Mr. Lofton. You a punk, allegedly. Either way it go, that's some punk shit to do, to shoot the woman 15 times when she's trying to get away from you. And apparently she's trying to get away from you for a fucking reason. And you are fully aware what you're doing.
She locked herself in the bathroom and he's gonna bust the door down. She had enough time to lock the door before he busted the door down and try to get out the window. So as she's escaping, that's when she got hit.
We got to do better, people. You got to be aware who you dealing with.
Not to bring up what's going on, like in the media, but with Puffy, I feel like
no. I'm not even gonna touch that shit.
No, but people don't want you to know certain things about secret lives,
and they do what they got to do to keep their activities quiet.
Right. But obviously he wasn't hiding this one very well. Sounds good.
Yeah. That's deep. So for
the latest on the case is he's still in jail. They're still going through trial.
Yeah.
No bail. And he's still awaiting sentencing.
Oh, they need to put that motherfucker underneath the rug.
Yeah.
They need to put, because just think, that's why I say I feel like this is love bombing with that, right?
You never had this before. It's so great. All your other situations are different.
They were only married 6 months. And I wonder,
But people date for a long time before they actually
that's
get
what
married.
I wonder how long
more information
they dated
about that.
each
they
other.
Go into detail.
Because 6 months. Yeah. Look, let me tell you about mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you about mine. So mine is down in the Sunshine State, good old Florida.
Florida.
And like I said, this is something that I believe should be news to everyone. I feel like it's national news at this point.
Okay.
So on the 26th of March, a father goes to his daughter's house because her husband was supposed to drop off their son. And nobody ever shows up. So the father goes to his daughter and son-in-law's house. Upon entering the house, he finds his daughter face down in a pool of blood. He immediately calls 911. The police get there, find the daughter, they turn her over, she's stabbed. The children, one they could not find at the time. The grandfather couldn't find him. He was missing. There was a 3-month-old baby, 3 or 4-month-old, because there's conflicting reports on the age.
Mm-hmm.
Crying in the background, like just screaming, crying. Like, stressed out, crying,
Right.
you know what I mean? The dad is in the bedroom, unconscious, like suffering from an apparent or alleged apparent drug overdose at the time. Upon further investigation, they find 2-year-old floating in the water in the pool. Pull him out the water. The baby got stab marks in his neck, 4 to be exact. When they examined the daughter, hold on, because the shit is insane, right?
Right.
But when they examined the daughter, she sustained 28 stab wounds to her face, her neck. Just so the husband, Mr. What's his name? Mr. Aponte. Like I can't really wrap my mind around it, but I'm gonna get through what I gotta say. He Jean Carlos Aponte, age 40 years old, was taken to a nearby hospital treated for his overdose. He was released this past Saturday, actually, and went before the judge. He was denied bond. He is facing.
So he's in jail.
Yeah, he's in jail. He is facing and has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in relation to the deaths of his wife
and children
and his 2-year-old son. So the young lady whose father found her, God rest her soul, was Sarah Ashley Gama. Young, you know, she younger than me. She's 38. And like I said, the baby was only 2, Ethan Aponte. It's just horrible. Like, so before I go into that, the reason behind his, as you know, further reports have come out,
Right.
is that she found out that he had been cheating. She was leaving him. She was filing for divorce. She was taking full custody of the sons. She didn't want any parts of it. She was flabbergasted. Now, mind you, I did leave this out in my explanation of everything because I have a hard time wrapping my mind around this. Upon investigation, they couldn't find the cell phones, Mr. Aponte's and Miss Gamma's phones. They couldn't find them, right? Well, they have these little waterways, apparently, in their backyard, along their yard, or whatever in the back. And their phones were in the water, but they managed to get the information of the phone. They could get that shit.
Right. Technology's come a long way.
Oh, fucking way. I thank God I'm the age that I am. And we grew up before technology,
Right.
But that's a whole nother story.
Give me a pager, give me a payphone.
But their conversation back and forth was an argument about his infidelity, her telling him, no, it's over. This is what I'm doing. This is it. And there's video cameras in the house.
Oh, so they caught everything he was doing. So he's
one videotape. You didn't see the son, but you could hear the son screaming. You could hear a kid screaming, and you see the father coming through the view and passing through. Right. The police stated that when you walked into towards the master bedroom from the kitchen. There's a trail of blood from the kitchen and blood
So he carried
along the
somebody
wall. Right.
to
It's
see
a
the
whole
struggle.
trace. It's the whole trace. The mother had defensive wounds. The son had defensive wounds. Like they were fighting.
Even as young as he was.
As young as he was, they both were fighting for their life. Like, like you got me fucked up, nigga. Like I need to live. Like what is your issue with me? So I'm happy as shit this motherfucker didn't die.
Because he wanted
He
to
was
go to
found
jail forever.
unconscious. He was found unconscious. He was trying to kill himself, trying to do a murder suicide, but nah. Nah, nigga, you ain't going out like that. You gonna face it for this. And you left the youngest baby alive.
Oh, the little baby is still alive?
Yeah, he nothing untouched. He never touched that baby.
So the dad will probably get custody of, or the grandpa, I mean.
No, the baby is with the maternal grandparents.
Yeah. That's who found him, right?
Mm-hmm. He's with his grandmother and grandfather. So like just to read this story and see all the, news reports about it online was so devastating to me as a parent.
Right.
Fuck being a wife as a parent. Because you could kill me, motherfucker, but
not my
leave
kids.
the kids.
The kids are innocent.
Leave the kids. They didn't do shit to you. So I can't wrap my mind around what would have been his moment. I can't, like, were you that devastated? Because if you were that devastated, why did you do what you did to cause that?
Right.
If you knew that your wife wasn't with none of that, it's us. And if you go out of us, then I'm done. I'm walking away. And you kill her for it? And not only her, your son, our son?
Right. So I wonder, was he already out of the house after that? You know what I mean?
No, they were still living together.
So he just took it upon himself, like, this is my opportunity. It's me or nothing.
I wonder, because he took whatever he took, was he on whatever he was on?
While he did everything.
Or did that motherfucker, like, because it says that they were in an argument per the sound on the video because they couldn't see them.
Oh, they could just see them arguing, going back and forth.
Right. They could hear the conversation. That it was an argument. But even if it is an argument, because me and my husband didn't been in arguments, but I ain't never want to kill that motherfucker.
Yeah, there's no coming back from death.
I don't know if that motherfucker ever wanted to kill me, but I never wanted to kill my children. That's something you say when you trying to get your child to listen, to act right, like, I'll kill your ass.
Right. It's not.
But it's not to be meant with intent, or that's something that you really like. I really
you actually act on it.
So there's an old saying that there's something in the water.
Mm-hmm.
With this type of situations going on all over, there's something going on. There's something in the atmospheres. People like to say that Mercury rising. No, there's something moving, and I don't know what it is, but there's no way. A man is supposed to be the provider, protector,
right?
But you taking your own.
Yeah, that's something you created. That's your legacy.
But not just the child, but your spouse. Like they say, a woman is a man's rib, right. An adjacent of you. That's your body. That's like cutting your fucking arm off. That's like cutting your nose off to spite your face. Like, but I'm still me.
Right.
So I feel for the Gama family. Because that shit is hard. And now they got to take care of this infant. And you got to explain to this child at some point,
right, what happened to the rest
where's
of his family?
mommy, where's brother, where's dad, and then well, not even that, because the baby might not even be aware.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long time
It
before
is-
they have
it's
that
gonna be-
conversation.
That's going. Yeah, he got caught. He got caught. He was laid in the bed, unconscious, in the bed. They took his ass to the hospital, treated him for an overdose, and he was released on last Saturday.
But released to jail.
Released to jail,
Right.
charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder
Mm-hmm.
in relation to the deaths of his wife and son. The proof is in the pudding. There's blood all over the walls, leading to the bedroom where this motherfucker's in the bed on his back, like,
I just feel for the grandpa, like him finding his
yeah,
daughter
finding
like
his
that,
daughter.
finding your grandkids like that. Actually being able to see him and have the strength to not attack the husband.
Yeah, like,
I mean, he is probably in shock, but
I would imagine
Mhm.
walking into your child's home, you hear your grandson, one of your grandchildren crying from the outside of the home. You go in and
right,
you find your daughter laying in a pool of blood. That has to be
that's traumatizing.
beyond traumatizing. Beyond traumatizing. I've been traumatized by less.
Right. That's something I don't want in my future ever.
By less. I can't say this enough, and you can see this behind this awareness media. You got to be aware.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be aware, people, of not just your surroundings, but the people that you deal with. You know, people talk about vibes. Vibes are a real thing.
Right. Red flags.
That's a real thing.
Right.
And you try to see the good in people. You want to
Yeah.
overlook.
Yeah, you feel like you could fix everything. I feel like us as women were nurturers. Oh, you just need a little bit of this or a little bit of that.
I'm a fixer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fixer. I will try to fix shit till it ain't no end. But nigga, I'm done fixing when you try to kill me. I didn't read anything about what he did for a living. I just know this happened in Plantation, Florida.
People,
it's in Broward County.
It makes him feel like he knew what he was doing.
He stabbed his wife 28 times.
Oh, he stabbed her 28 times?
In her face, her neck, and like right up in here 28 times. Like, bitch. Again, a crime of passion. A crime of passion. Nigga, don't do the bullshit that you do, knowing what the consequences are going to be.
But I'm like, the kids probably try to help their mom.
I don't know. They say both the baby and the mom had defensive wounds. The baby got stabbed 4 times in his neck. Like, what the baby do to you?
Right.
What did a 2-year-old baby do to you? I don't care.
Well, we can't even begin to get the thought process.
No, I can't. That's what I said.
Somebody like that.
I can't even imagine.
I don't know. Just to put it out there, maybe he's like, oh, it's a part of her. I don't know.
Nigga, it's a part of you.
Yeah.
Where's your mind at in that moment? Yeah, at least they fought back.
Right.
Like that baby was like, nah, nigga, you got me fucked up.
That baby was like that.
You know what I'm saying? He was probably hitting the daddy leg when the daddy was fucking up the mama.
Yeah.
Because the baby was in the pool. So they went from the kitchen to outside, or maybe he did the baby first, did the mama going back into the bedroom. The possibilities are endless. Like, we won't know until he's actually,
because this just happened.
Court. Yeah, this just happened. Not
even like 10 days ago.
This happened on the 26th of March.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
this just happened. So, like I said, I feel for the Gama family. I feel for them. Like there are no words. There are no words. Like I can't even imagine being the detective on the scene or
no, yeah, I couldn't do any work like that. Forensics, anything where you have to see people that have passed on.
Shay Shanae want to do that shit. She always been interested in that shit. Like
I can't see them when they're. No, I mean I feel like I could do a funeral home like to make them look pretty after
I
the
couldn't
fact.
do that shit.
After they've already drained everything.
I can't do that. Motherfucker come lives out of that. No.
No. Just like get them dressed and stuff.
No. Cold. I don't like being cold. So if I touch something that no, I'm good. No. Again, be mindful. If something don't feel right, that shit ain't right. We got intuition and gut feelings for a reason. Stop following this. This will fuck you up every time. Every time. Whether it's a woman flipping out and snapping on a man, or whether, as we can see this evening, a man flipping out on a woman.
And like her, she probably didn't. This was so unexpected because she didn't have any prior stuff, right?
Yeah, nothing was said about any abuse or anything like that. They only found out about a rift between them because of the messages that were found in the phone. And her father did make a statement saying that, he never would have known.
Oh, so this is like a good guy. Like he trusted him with his daughter.
Right. He would have never known they had that a family. Was amiss. Right. Just would not have known. Would have been none aware. Totally. And like I'm saying, motherfuckers will, whether it's a female or a male, motherfuckers will pretend to be a good guy and not be a motherfucking good guy.
Right.
It's a man. It's like they know when to put it on and when to take it off. It's two different people.
But he's the one that cheated in the first place to make her not want to be there. You would think she would have snapped. She would have been upset. You don't want to own up to what's
They don't
happened?
Never want to own up to it. They don't ever want to own up to it. It's always us. It's always our fault, some kind of way. They don't ever want to own up to that shit. But to take my life, our son's life,
right?
So now, like I said earlier, they're in the Sunshine State. They down in Florida. When he went before the judge Saturday on the 30th, they did order him to go undergo a psych evaluation because of the fact that the apparent suicide attempt.
Right.
So we're going to find out details about that further as this story develops, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if he is convicted under Florida law, he faces two things. He could face either the death penalty or life in prison. Me personally,
I'll just say kill me. I ain't doing life in prison.
Kill that motherfucker. Why?
Because he killed. An eye for an eye.
But
he gets a choice?
No, he don't get a choice.
Oh, okay.
It's, when they go to trial and they do the, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's up to the jury. Like they'd be like, well, he's deserving of that. So I don't know.
Because that's one of the few states that still have the death penalty, right?
Right. So
lethal injection, electric chair.
I would. Yeah, put the death penalty. Let the grandpa go up in there and slice and dice that motherfucker.
I feel like they should let these parents that lose their kids or whatever, they should get like 5 minutes in the room with them while they handcuffed so they could just, beat their ass real quick.
That would be so nice.
It would.
If families of victims could just get about
That's what I said.
a
5
good
minutes.
10
minutes,
10 minutes, because 5 minutes ain't enough. You know, you're going to still be kind of huffy and puffy. About 10 minutes, you're going to be, fuck that nigga. You know what I mean? Like, I got that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got her. I did that. So it's treacherous. Either way, either way it go. If you don't want me no more, leave.
Right.
Don't kill me. Don't kill our children. Don't take my life. I won't take your life.
Right.
We can meet up on the back end type of shit. Don't, like, neither one of these stories shouldn't even be a story.
Right.
Let me say that. When you marry somebody and you looking for forever with this person,
It should be a mutual respect. Like, maybe you're not in love with me no more, but I wish you the best.
right?
Hope you're happy.
Sayonara, salute, whatever. We meet up at birthday parties or graduations, you know.
When that kid has kids, it's never over.
Right,
After
their
18,
kids'
I'm gonna see you
weddings,
forever.
right? We gonna run into each other, picking up grandkids,
all
dropping
that.
them off, like the whole
Great grandkids, all that.
scenario. It's gonna be
It's
an
never over.
involvement.
It's never over.
But never should you think to take my life, take the children's life.
Right.
Like, that should never be. That should.
It's just known. It's a known thing.
That's
out. That's off limits.
Like, there's so much I could say about this, but I don't want to say about this.
Why?
Because I don't want to make it seem like I'm being personal.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, you're trying to be fair.
Because I am a married woman, but I don't want to make it be like she talking about her. No, I'm not talking about even if I wasn't married to who I'm married to, right? Respect me and I'll respect you. Because I'm gonna treat you in kind.
Right.
How you treat me is how I'm gonna treat you. If you're not treating me right, then you're not going to be treated right. You're going to feel it. You're going to know it. You're going to be in my ass. I'm going to be in your ass. It's going to be a fucked up situation.
Right.
But I mirror you. So I'm going to feel it from you first. And if I feel aggression from you for no reason, and I'm just trying to, like, no. Like I said before, something is going on. There's no way that these kind of stories, we didn't have these stories. And if we did, maybe it was like people say it wasn't because we didn't have social media, like we wasn't in tune to everything. I really don't remember, even being from New Orleans, I don't remember
anything like this,
hearing shit like this. These are two stories. This just your story happened in August. This shit just happened in March. That's not even a year. And I'm pretty sure there are other stories out there.
Right. They're just not getting,
because I came across one in Colorado. A man killed his wife and I think 4 or 5 children. But I didn't want to add that story to this because I didn't want it to be, a long drawn out thing, because at the end of the day, the message is still the same. You gotta love yourself, for one, in order to love somebody else. If you don't love yourself and can't be truthful with yourself, how can you give love to somebody else? And how can you receive love from someone who's trying to give it to you?
Right. You
won't know what that look like. You won't be aware of it. You'll take it as something else all the time. It will always be like a defense mechanism some kind of way. So, people, please love yourself first. Keep God in your life. and keep the evil spirits away, because people are walking spirits. We're all spirits, and people know right from wrong. That's inherent. Like, it's in us. We know right from wrong. And both of these men chose to do wrong because they were faced with an adversity. Sage that shit.
I was just thinking
Sage,
that too.
pray, all that. Like, my people, we got to do better. We got to do better. We got to love us more. We got to love us more. We got to love each other more. We got to stop being so quick to put each other down or harm one another. Like, there's no need for all that.
Right.
Life is too good. If you wake up in the morning, why are you mad? I don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't care what it is. Somebody call you on your shit, accept that shit. You be like, yep, you know what? I did that. My bad. I'm the kind of person, I'm going to tell you why I did it. I'm going to give you full detailed account of why I did it. You may not want to hear it, but be upfront with that shit.
Right.
And don't be mad because you were trying to be and you got caught up in your shit, and then the person who's giving you their all retracts from that. That shit hurts. If you think you hurt because that person retract, think of how that person who retracted is hurting and why that made them retract. See, motherfuckers don't think about that shit.
No.
They only think about how they feel in that moment. You ain't gonna do this. You ain't gonna do that. You.
But a couple seconds can change your whole life.
Could change everything. Again, moments of murder. What takes place in that moment to make someone murder a loved one, let alone a stranger? You gonna kill somebody that you know, let alone been intimate with? Like, and that's your spouse? You took a vow before God?
Right.
Whether it was in a courthouse, whether it was in a backyard, whether it was in a church, whether it was at a park, whether it was on the beach in the sand, a boat. Because motherfuckers get married everywhere. McDonald's, I didn't seen it on the internet. They get married everywhere.
They got a drive-through.
Yeah, drive-through chapel in Vegas. That's been there forever.
You get married and have them throw cheese puffs at you now.
Don't take a vow if that ain't what you want. If that ain't what you about, don't do it.
Let's be honest.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste God's time. Don't waste my time. Like, I'm just saying, like, people, because, like, again, these stories are unnecessary. We should not be talking about Sarah and Ethan and the young
Marcus
lady
and Alicia.
Right. We shouldn't be having these discussions. We should be saying that Alicia and Marcus split up and Alicia living her life.
Right. And
Marcus decided to dress up like RuPaul and he in the club and he like allegedly.
Yep. Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying? Or that Sarah, Ethan, and Evan, which is the baby that was unscathed, didn't get touched, that they living their best life. That she decided to move from Florida after her and Jean Carlos split, and she's living her best life. If you don't want it, let it go. Apparently, you didn't want it. So hard saying goodbye. It'd be so hard to say goodbye. But you got to know when to go. And on that note, I like to say
good night.
Good night, everybody.
Toodles.
Like and subscribe to us, Moments of Murder, here on YouTube. And follow us on our Facebook page, Moments of Murder group.
We out. We out. Dun, 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 dun.